Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the DOD45 show. Today, the ever-wonderful Doseone will stop in with us for a brief chat about his upcoming album, Even with Demons. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45.
This is the DOD45 show, drawing over discussions 45 minutes with a special guest. Welcome. I'm your host and resident artist, Ty of Art by Ty, and with my co-host, Adrienne Taiwali'i, we're having conversations with people who I admire and am inspired by. So stay right here with us to experience some laughs and maybe even learn a thing or two.
DOD45.
Greetings, humans. Okwa Tenzin Wan. Malo, Adrienne. I wonder if you're supposed to say that differently. Well, either way. Welcome, everyone. We're going to do this might be a little shorter of an episode. But, you know what? Before I start, I'm going to pour myself a glass of this whiskey. Not like we're doing an advertisement for, but we just grabbed this bottle from a distillery on our way back from Atlanta to our place in Hannibal, Missouri. And that little stretch of road. How are you, Adrienne?
My pen doesn't work.
Oh, here, I got a whole bunch of pens. I didn't finish my story, but before I finish that, how are you?
Just keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
But that stretch, what do they call that stretch from like St. Louis to Atlanta? That Kentucky on our drive. You know where I'm talking about? Kentucky to Tennessee to Atlanta. Is that called anything? Are those
Not that I know of.
Or that kind of mountainous foresty area we drive through?
Chattanooga.
Yeah, Chattanooga's cool.
No, that's that area.
Oh, that is that area? Well, anyway, there's a whole bunch of distilleries throughout there, like the Dickel Distillery, the Jack Daniels Distillery. I'm not even a huge fan of Jack Daniels, but there are a whole bunch. But the time we were driving back, it was too early to stop at one, and this last one that's just outside Paducah, Kentucky, I've always wanted to stop in, and we stopped and I grabbed a bottle, so I'm going to have just a glass of that while we have our short little discussion today. Speaking of Atlanta, that's where we were this past weekend. Atlanta was a lot of fun. I love Midtown. And I was telling you the other day while we were down there, we did a show down in Atlanta, a show called Dogwood Fest. Last time we did that show was in 2016. And it's always been a really good show for us. So back to where I was. I was telling you the other day how much I loved Midtown, that I would actually live there in the city. If we didn't have a studio and a gallery.
Or if we had $1 million.
Sure, yeah, it's probably super expensive now too. But I've always loved that area, and I'm pretty sure you have as well. Or have always been a fan of that area? Or?
No, I like Midtown.
Yeah.
That's the only part of Atlanta I've really been to, so I can't speak up on the rest.
One of the nights after the show ended, we walked up to this sushi restaurant. I didn't have this even in my notes to talk about, but it was a Saturday night after the show. We walked pretty far, maybe not that far, maybe 2 miles up to this sushi restaurant called Chirori. It was pretty good. Anyway, while we were sitting outside, while the lady would would you say she was maybe an owner or
Yeah, probably.
Well, she was taking our order and we heard a loud bang right in the middle of her taking our order, and she was explaining something, and then you hear a loud bang and she goes, what did she say? She goes, "Oh shit!" This older Asian woman. It was pretty funny because she was explaining something to us about something that we asked the question about on the menu, and we heard the bang and she goes, "Oh shit!" that guy just hit the. There was a car accident, like, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 yards from us. Was pretty wild. Not that I haven't seen a car accident. It was just funny that she said that. Like, I don't know. I'm not a great storyteller, especially
It would
when
be
I'm
different if you were telling me a story that I wasn't present for.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it makes it
Oh,
hard
yeah.
when I'm telling a story and I'm looking at you and like, oh, I don't think I'm getting anywhere.
Listening.
No, I
was just
know.
listening, but it's not. It's
But you were there, so it's
Yeah.
it's hard to
Telling
get
the
any
story to
feedback
them.
from anyone. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that was interesting. We're leaving for Samoa next week. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been 10 years, right, Adrienne, since we've been to Samoa?
I think 9.
Yeah, 9 years. So I'm really looking forward to that. We were going to go, then we weren't going to go, then we were going to go, then we weren't going to go. But now we are definitely going. But before we go to Samoa this weekend, we're going to see Bikini Kill in Chicago at a venue called
The Salt Shed.
The Salt Shed. It's a new venue, right?
I think maybe it was the old Morton Salt Factory. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it is, but
Well, I'm excited about that. I'm a Bikini Kill fan, but we really got the tickets for our daughter. What was that, like a Christmas present?
mm-hmm.
There you go. There's a Bikini Kill record. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. We'll stop by the gallery that sells my work, the Jackson Young Gallery, first. Are you excited for the Bikini Kill show?
I don't really care one way or another.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was never a big Bikini Kill person. I'm pretty sure I saw them when I was like 14 in some barn in Salt Lake.
Which barn? The barn in Murray?
No,
Oh.
just like somebody's barn.
Oh, wow. Probably. I mean, it's quite possible.
It was like some random show in someone's barn.
Well, and I always like just going to Chicago anyway. It's nice that it's only like a 4-hour drive for us only. Considering yesterday we just drove 10 hours from Atlanta. I dropped this postcard I was fiddling around with. This is the Strange Famous Fest. We'll talk about that at the end of this. What else? I wanted to do this, and this is going to be one of those situations where you are going to have to hear this again, which sucks. But today was supposed to be our episode. We were supposed to have an episode airing right now with Sleep of Old Dominion. But when we were getting ready to record, he was having issues with his phone. And now I don't know the status of that episode, so we had recorded an intro, but I don't know. I talked to him, said, well, we'll reschedule, and was kind of hoping to. I just don't know when or if that'll end up happening. And in the intro, so we'll have to record a whole new intro for it anyway. But I had mentioned that we received a gift from a listener, from somebody, and it's pretty cool that I sent them a print of the Sage Francis episode, his drawing that I did for his son with Jack Skellington and all that. And they just put a return to sender on the package there. And what came back with it were these gifts of art and the letter. And it says, Dear Ty, thanks. Or I got the idea. Anyway, I won't read exactly what the letter said, but it's from someone named Aphid. And they sent this gift, this package that has this Alice in Wonderland book in there, and this Class War Chef, Jared Paul. Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if that's someone they know. It's like a little.
I probably grabbed it out of a little free library.
What's this called again, Adrienne?
A cookbook?
A cookbook, a recipe book, but some cool art that they did too. Now, I think that's awesome. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I think it's brilliant. I think it's terrific. I think it's fabulous. I think it's fire. All those words. I think it's cool that someone took the time to send us something, and I'm really happy about that. I'm going to hang these here in the studio. So thank you, Aphid. Enjoy. What does that say? Something pack mule. Well, there you go. If you thank you so much for sending us that. That was incredibly generous of you, and never expected, but we're happy that you did. Just this past weekend when we were in Atlanta, it looks like everybody was in California for Rhyme Fest. That looked like it was a successful smash of a show. For all accounts. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
All the posts and everything from everyone seemed like that everyone was having a good time. I think Sage's merchandise did not make the flight, so I don't know how he feels about that. But I did talk to him today, and we're gonna have him in a couple of weeks to unpack all his experience at the Rhyme Fest and anything else he was going to unpack about that. He said he could fill a whole episode of that with that, but also we're going to have him in to discuss the Strange Fame Fest June 17th in Colorado, in Denver. So we're going to have him in to talk about that. Oh, you know what else? From the Strange Famous group, we're going to be having a Trademark in. I think he'll probably be the next episode. And, well, I won't talk more about that, but that should be our next guest after this. So like I said, we were supposed to have Sleep in, but he had some issues with his phone, so we'll reschedule that hopefully for a future date. So today, instead, we're going to we're going to check in with Doseone. He has his EP coming out this Friday.
And then vanish. What's up in it? Damn, can't overstand it. Still manage to hang it. Head on a stick, hand over fist is what it is when you hustle within, like muscle under the skin. Life as survival, stifles most vital cycles like wildlife at a rifle, all according. Now genie is out of the 40. Slept with it, dealt with it poorly, left with a death-throwing story. Written in hook scratch, practically half hashtags, acronym laugh, mass sack, revision of past, last resort oriented, detective directed, minimum character seconds, not by unintended, degenerate, disseminated, desperate, and it's not being found, or random,
So we're just gonna have him in real quick. I'm not gonna do a whole drawing, but I'll try to doodle a little bit while we're having a discussion with him. But it's gonna be real short. But we're gonna get some insight on this album. Before I lead up to that, I will do a song share. Remember we were doing some song shares. I'm gonna do 2 album shares, and maybe it's stealing one from you. But Alpha 2, their album, that album Alpha 2 is incredible. And
Is that the one that came out when we were talking to Jill?
yes,
I am now, and I stress less coastal, less has to have, shattered carafe, hopeful, cast crafting the vast last resort of amassed vocals. Wait, that's still me, wow. But it's different now, I mean it, like exposed bone on fire homes, or enduring the difficult alone. As of late, fate feels so set in stone, so instead of the pen, I open the phone. What will the world lesson me? Rhetoric jeopardy, rhetoric shopping, rhetoric jeopardy. I
did order that the vinyls are supposed to be shipping out in May. I'm really looking forward to that. It's so good. I can't even there's not even a word that's big enough for me to explain how good that album is. And then this album I was listening to all day today in the studio, which is a really good album. And it's pressed by the same company that's pressed that Alpha 2 album and the EP coming out from Doseone this Friday, Handsmade. And this album, Buck 65's King of Drums album.
It may be rude, but if you're looking for baby food, this ain't for you. If you expect me to get friendly with any of that trendy shit, this ain't for you. If you're clamoring for glamour in a detrimental manner, man, this ain't for you. And if you're a normie and you're horny for that corny shit, this ain't for you. The graveyard's been desecrated, the illness is stress related.
Handsmaid sent us this, and it's cool. It's a cool album, and it's even cooler to listen to on vinyl. I don't know why that's cooler, but if they have any more copies of that, you should probably pop over to handsmaid.xyz.
N, although those are numbered on that.
On this one?
I think it's N.
Oh yeah, they're numbered, and then
what is it? Kill something.
Yeah, it's a really good album. You know, I think we're trying to get Controller 7 in, and like we're trying to get a bunch of people who've been releasing stuff with Handsmaid, because they have a partnership with the DOD45 show, and Zach over there that runs the company. He's an awesome dude, and yeah, so those were my album shares. Do you have any songs you want to share before I go into
yeah, I have a bunch. I'll just pick one that is really good vibes.
The song is called Really Good Vibes?
No, but it just is. Never Will Know, featuring Micah James. It's McKinley, Dixon. It's a bunch of people.
Never Will Know?
Never Will Know. You got to listen to it all the way through, but it's like one of those songs that perfect for the summertime, but you just don't. It's like 4 or 5 minutes long, but you wish it was 25.
What you say to me? 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 Little nigga, what you say to me? What you say to me? Hey, what you say to me? What you say to me? Little nigga, what you say to me?
Ooh.
It just goes through like all these different sounds, and it's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Never Will Know. What are they called? Who are they? What's the group called?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
McKinley Dixon, maybe.
McKinley Dixon. All right. I wrote that down. I'll check it out.
You've heard me play it. I know you have. I love it.
When you say that, like, you wish a song could go on for longer, that's how I feel about that Whoa, Whoa, Whoa song with Sleeping Dog, Andrew, and Jesse the Tree. That song just could go on forever for me. I love it.
Faking my own death just to get around. Hey, before I fall asleep, I think of a bar. Carve it in the sheep's wool, tallying my lucky stars. It's hard to keep on, the paperwork piling, gaslight shining, old cycles start chiming in. So I'ma try again, 10 toes down, deep breath, new day, blow the endo out. Level-headed, but the dread get loud, so I let the record deck drown the sounds out.
I'm still not sick of it, and I play it nonstop. One thing I was playing nonstop this weekend in the booth at the art festival was Doseone. All of Doseone's music. It's all great. It's all fantastic. And I got a message in today from our pal Andy McLemore. He says,
I think it is.
Yeah, that's what I said, Andy McLemore.
Okay.
Well, anyway, he had said Dose is an anomaly, and I agree.
I like him. I still feel like there have been guests on here that I'm like, who are you talking about? And you're like, remember he was on here.
What do you mean?
Dose is not one of those.
Oh.
Anytime I hear him or think about him, he makes me feel like one of my brothers just gave me a hug. I don't know. There's something
good feeling about him?
There's something that he reminds me of one of my brothers, and I can't pinpoint what it is.
Well, that's a good.
But he just makes me feel like we've just been hanging out with family.
That's a good way to explain that, though. Like because that's how I feel about him. I I mean, we really only had the one chat with him. I text with them every once in a while or talk with them throughout a few times a month or maybe once a month or whatever. But I always have a smile on my face while I'm either texting him or when I'm reading a text that he sent to me. There's some, I don't know what it is either. And
He's so smart, though.
yeah,
That's where I struggle because I can't keep up.
you struggle.
My brain can't keep up
Struggle what?
with his smarts. I need to listen to what he says in slow motion.
Oh, you mean when you're listening to his music or just in the discussion?
Just in that last discussion, because he was naming off people, and I still didn't never go look him up.
Oh yeah. No, he's gonna stop in, and we're gonna talk about his new EP that drops Friday, April 21st. The EP is called "Even with Demons," and it is Dose One's 50th album.
Oh my!
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And they're only making it's physical only, so it's not going to be streamed.
That's good.
What? What's that sound?
The vacuum?
Oh, so it's.
Why is that doing that?
I don't know.
I'll go handle it.
I ran it earlier today.
Keep talking. I'll go handle it.
So they're only making 100 tapes and only pressing 300 vinyl. So, and it drops at 9 a.m. Pacific time on the 21st. I'll be up early, ready for that. That's what Andy McLemore first was reaching out to me about. He was like, "I'm going to be up early Friday morning to get my copy." Because that's exciting. Oh, you know what else I did in while we were in Atlanta? I know I'm all over the place, you guys. It's been like almost a month since we've recorded an episode, and this having conversation is like this is takes practice. I'm only going to give you a sneak peek. It's going to be real quick. Boom. That's it. That's all you get. Boom. That's all you get. I finished the drawing part for the Brett Fullerton and Mr. Dibbs's part 2 of the trilogy that oh boy. that I don't know when that album is. That it's a 7-inch. Their second album from this trilogy, where I did a print that when you order the album, it also comes with a limited edition print, and it's 3 different prints that when you put them together, it makes one big print. This cover that I just drew over the weekend, it's for the cover of the part 2. I don't know what the album's called or exactly when it's coming out. It should be a couple of months, but I finished that. Okay?
Okay.
Here's something any of you out there can know about me. You need, you know how in movies with a detective and they're trying to solve a murder or they're trying to solve a serial killer and there's the board with the pins in it and the red yarn or like the red strings stringed together. To follow me when I'm trying to tell you something, you need something like that. Because that's what's going on up in my brain is it's all over the place. And I try to put it down in front of me so that when I come speak on the show, it's all organized. But
I think you have it too organized because it's almost like you run lists.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Adrienne.
Like maybe you just need a bullet point.
That's all I've got. That's all I've got are bullet points. I'm saying most of what I've already
Then
been...
maybe you need full sentences.
Well, most of what I've been discussing has not been any of my bullet points. It's been improv, and that's when I get an idea and I go like, I should mention this. Because that's how I got sidetracked from what I was talking about when I was building up for Dose One to come visit us for a quick minute. Tell us about his upcoming EP. Okay. Did I mention yes, I was playing Dose in the booth all weekend in Atlanta. So if you were in Atlanta and came through the show, a few people asked like, who is this? Only because, they were like real young people. And I turned them on to that. So that's kind of
I felt like you played a lot of the roots.
I did. I played
too much Roots.
All right. Well, I played the entire Do You Want More album, and I played the entire Philadelphia Half-Life album in the booth. Those albums are probably 30 minutes long. We were at the festival for
Mine was going really
8
slow.
hours. So, yeah. So, like, that's about how long I played that. But, okay. But I definitely did because I missed that Do You Want More album is just brilliant. Everything the Roots put out, even still to this day, which is incredible because they're on a, you'd think that they would have lost something, but no, they're still brilliant. All right, so I mentioned the Alpha 2 album that's getting shipped out by Handsmade. It says on the website that that's shipping out in May. So if you ordered that, I think that's sold out. I don't know for sure, but it's so good. That is streamable, but you should probably, if you can, find it. Oh, I think you can. Yeah, you can buy digital versions from Doseone's Bandcamp. I saw that, but I think the vinyl might be sold out. But if not, get your hands on it because it's fucking awesome. In fact, I'm going to just show you some albums from Doseone, and you should just, if you can get your hands on them, just do it. This album right here, I listen to so often. This Taken by Glaciers. This is just his instrumental stuff that he made. I think we were talking about this. This was just coming out when we first had Dose on our show. A year ago. If you're an artist or you're looking for something to like tap into your brain to get the right brain waves going, this album is for that. Taken by Glaciers. It's awesome. And I think that's physical copy only as well. Also this album, I forgot what it was called. I think it's called G is for
tape or something.
Oh shit.
Look on the spine. It's called like G is for.
Oh yeah, G is for job.
job.
See, now that's when all the free stop. Whenever what you got for God don't want to beatbox. I'm like cleaning ladies, like those who hustle organs cross town in ice. Word the run numbers of life, the string blow and blow bones of a kite. Difficult like
Put it down now, put it down, put it down now, put it down now, put it down, put it down now, put it down now, put it down, put it down now. You might inspire someone. Put it down now, put it down.
Yeah, I kept thinking it was G is for dose, and that doesn't make any sense. G is for job. This album is. I'll have to change. It's like I don't even have enough adjectives to explain all of this, and I don't know why I go through those to show you, other than to show you I mean it. I'm definitely a participator in purchasing of people's music, and not just purchasing of listening to their music, and I want you to also enjoy the great things. You know how when you eat something really good, you want to share it with someone?
I never want to share my food with
people. Or it's almost the opposite. You know how when you taste something, it tastes like shit? Or something that smells bad? And you're like, oh my God, smell this. For some reason, you want to share stuff like that. And that's how I feel about music. And that's how I feel about Dose's music. So I want to share it with you. So, okay. I think that's all that I've got bullet pointed up before Dose comes in. Because we are leaving for Samoa, we don't have a whole lot of time to book a full episode with full guests. So we want to have something to air while we're in Samoa, something that you guys can still tune into on Wednesday night. So that's the whole point of this. And so there you go. Oh,
I thought this aired this Wednesday.
That's airing right now, this Wednesday. Yeah, right now it's on. But yeah, that's this Wednesday.
So take home or take out, take over.
Take over.
Take home.
What do you mean?
Take out, take home.
I don't know what you're
saying. Take off.
I don't know.
Next guy. Take over.
Trademark.
Trademark.
Trademark. I think I think it's funny because what's his name? His name's come up. What's his cousin's name?
Cena.
John Cena. His name come up a couple of times, and then I found out that Trademark is John Cena's cousin, and I think he even runs his social media accounts or some shit. But yeah, that's going to be the next step. That's expected to be the next episode, barring nothing going down. Yeah, Trademark. His name is Mark. Trade Marc. Okay, so this thing with the physical onlys with hands made, it's really neat. I think where they're on, it's. And Dos has done it with his last few albums, where you could only get physical copies. That meaning it's not streaming anywhere or anything. I think I'm super impressed with that, the unyielding stance on that anti-streaming thing. And I wonder, is it shooting yourself in the foot potentially? But it's ambitious and inspiring and authentic. Do you think I wrote that down? Mm-hmm. I did. I'm like Bobo. But
it might be.
But I do mean that. I think it's really awesome. I think it's a good way to wean. Is that the word?
I like wean.
To wean people off of that streaming, because you've been saying we're getting rid of Spotify over here.
I've been saying it, but I haven't. I need you to sign off on it.
That's what I'm saying. It's really hard to get away.
No, I'm not willing to pay for 2 services at once.
I see.
And you guys couldn't make your playlists. You couldn't. You'd have to have ads.
Yeah. Well, you know what I did on our drive down to Atlanta was I for a while I only played Bandcamp, and Bandcamp has Bandcamp Radio where they share some new music. And you can buy it from the Bandcamp or heart it and play it in playlists. That's new, I think, and that's what Spotify has over everyone else right now, is the ability to build playlists and and play it. And I keep pushing for someone to do that. You're saying Napster you can do that?
I don't know. I think so. You have to. You can't stream anything off Napster until you pay for it.
Yeah.
So it's $20 a month for a family plan, but they pay
the artist
significantly.
Yeah, I like that. Well, yeah, I'll look into that again.
$1 or $2 per stream. Sorry.
You know what I'll do is I will look into that, and I'll also reach out to a few of the artists. The first person to turn me on to the having beef with the streaming was Sage Francis. So I'll reach out to him.
Well, the other thing is I don't even know who's all, if they have everyone's music on Napster. I mean, they do, but I don't know if when you upload your music, you push like a button that goes go everywhere.
Yeah, it does do that for this podcast. Well, I have to set it up for certain areas, but so is Napster like a platform where, like it used to be, where it's like connecting to other? Probably not.
I have no idea.
Okay. I'll look.
You have to pay. There's like a 7-day free trial, but I didn't want to put my debit card in there quite yet until I got rid of Spotify.
Right. So just to reiterate, on the 21st, you're going to hear it some more when Dose comes in. April 21st, this album drops at 9 a.m. Pacific time. There are only 300 copies on vinyl, 100 tapes, and that's it. Physical only. So set your alarm clocks. So is there anything that you want to mention, Adrienne, while we before we go, we take a quick break and then come back with Dose. And I'll just finish. I'll just work on this little doodle, so at least you'll have something visually that you can look at.
Well, I'm about to become a beekeeper.
Oh yeah.
We need to go pick up those bees this week.
I don't know how we're going to do that.
He said he's just going to tape off the hive and put it in the back.
But I mean, I don't know how we're going to have time to.
I know.
But maybe we can.
Have to. It's the busy season. It's the hustle.
Oh boy, we have so many things that we've got to do. Bees are happening. That's exciting, right?
Yes.
Yes and no. Are you overwhelmed by it?
I don't. So I wanted bees, but I didn't necessarily want the honey. But I think you kind of have to do the honey thing. I don't really know.
What did you want the bees for then?
Just to pollinate.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know. I'm not really interested in learning a whole skill right this moment, but I don't think I have to. I just have to put them out and let them eat.
Okay.
So that's all. Okay. Bye.
Anything else though? No? Yeah? Maybe so?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back with Doseone. And so stay tuned.
DOD45.
Hot sauce.
We're real thrilled to have partnered with Hot Sauce for 3 simple reasons. Their hot sauce is delicious, the owner and creator David is a solid dude, and they collaborate with dope artists for their labels, including myself. Boom. Amplify your favorite foods with their award-winning flavors. Head over to hobsauces.com to get yourself some absolutely delicious artisan hot sauce. Hit it, Bobby.
Have sauce, have sauce. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Put it on your food.
Hot sauce.
This is flyover country. No one's expecting much from us. In fact, no one's expecting anything at all. The coast probably think we're at Walmart right now. Great deal around 5, by the way. Instead, here we are making plans. Big plans. Because in a city where people do so much with so little, what could happen if we gave them more? More beauty, connections, perspectives. This is your chance to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Something that's made of brick, concrete, and steel. But also for blood, sweat, and soul. Something that can only be possible in St. Louis. Because when no one's expecting much from you, you can do anything. Our city deserves something epic. Long live laborious.
Check out our new partners, Brim of the World, aka Seek, Conquer, and Destroy, aka Aliens Built Earth. Show them some love and treat yourself right to a new wardrobe or some new headgear. And I'm not talking about braces headgear, I'm talking about hats. Check out all their gear and links at brimoftheworld.com. Hey, real quick, my friends, my art is available for purchase at artbyty.com. So if you like what you're seeing or you want to support the DOD45 show, the best way for you to do that is to pick up a print or an original at my website. If you're not quite ready to buy, but you still want to help out, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you stream from. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Art by Ty and engage in the comments. That goes a long way. All right, enough already. Let's get back to the show.
DOD45.
Welcome back, everybody, and soon to be arriving from the mist. Hello.
Hi, team.
Hey.
Can you hear my ass?
Yeah, I haven't heard your ass, but I can
my
hear
ass now.
What's happening?
Nothing. You guys, it looks like it's night.
Oh,
Let's have a night vibe.
He darks everything.
I darken it out.
Yeah, it's sexy.
So, it's kind of sexier.
And then he puts on the stripper lights.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like all the lights. I think I'm like, that's why
Those
we
are
don't
streamer.
look so bad.
They're kind of streamer lights.
Well, and I keep putting up the poll and like to hint to Adrienne, but I guess she's not catching the hint.
This ding dang pole.
Throw
Yeah,
my
you
back
can't.
out.
I don't know that you can use a stripper pole for anything else.
No.
If you're a fireman.
Oh, you're right. You're right. If you're a fireman, you can get like a good 6 feet of practice in.
There's this brewery that's opening up down the street from us. They've done a really great job, and they're still building an area. And it looks like they're going to put stairs in, but we go on walks every night with our kids. But she was telling the kids, she was like, I think they're going to put a stripper pole right there. And then she goes, I mean a fireman pole.
Fireman pole. A 1-story fireman pole. Yeah, that's did those guys still have that What's up with that pole? Why did they get that? Why did they? Everyone else has stairs. Firemen got this jungle gym.
It was quicker.
Yeah,
Right.
I think.
quicker from
stairs.
the bedroom to the truck.
Why doesn't the entire U.S. military just have stripper poles then? Like, everything should have those. That's
Everyone should have what Pee Wee Herman had in his house, where you just come down the pole and you're already dressed.
Yeah, and like there's like a bird making waffles with it's like a whole Rube Goldberg waffle experience.
I think I get that and Back to the Future mixed up.
Pee Wee's and Back to the Future?
Oh, did he have like
Didn't
a
they have
mechanized morning routine thing?
Yeah,
as well?
when
Doc
Brown did, yeah. That's how the whole show opens up, with the things happening.
Oh, you're right.
And then Michael J. Fox plugs in that gigantic amp and like strums the guitar and blows him.
Dude, the only thing that really stands out in my mind is like him being like obsessed with Libyans. Wasn't it Libyans trying to get his whatever?
That's who he stole the
right.
The whatever the nuclear
the flux capacity, the 10,000 gigawatts. Money, get the DeLorean.
That's where he stole the fuel for it from. The fuel for the car he stole from the Libyans. Yeah, that's what. I can't remember what the fuel's called. No.
Am I skating today? What's happening?
Well, I wasn't.
I've never skated.
We're just gonna chat, but I was like, it's easier for me to doodle while we chat. But,
right.
But I'm doing a little. I don't know. I started doing a little skateboarder. We were shooting an interview or an intro, and we were just both discussing just how great you make us feel.
Aww. I was thinking today about you guys, and like, my life is such that like, it's shrinking in a really healthy, good way, and I really notice the people that care about what I care about and do, and you guys are them, and I really appreciate it. So,
sweet.
It's mutual. Yeah.
I 100%. Because I didn't mention the audience, but it really was like kind of last minute. I reached out to you today to talk about your album. In that we have the segment on our show now called The Question from Dibs, where he just pops in, but he's got some guests at home, but I reached out to him like 3 hours ago, and do you think you'll have time? He said, I'm cleaning my house, I don't think I'll have time, but it would have been great to get a question from Dibs in.
That's bullshit. His guest had better be fucking the Queen of England's ghost, bro.
It was something. He said he was like cleaning dog shit.
Also, Dibs cleaning. Can you see? I don't see this. I don't see any of this. He's like shaving his head again.
They have some house guests or something. He didn't say who it was, but
I would love to see. You know how he's always posting like the dope beats with the parkour? It should be him cleaning.
That would be amazing.
Brad, getting it, Mr. Clean.
I think he's probably gonna call later on, so I'll mention that to him because that's a good idea.
Good. Tell him I love him.
Yeah, he knows that well. Oh yeah, I guess I can't say anything about that.
You better know that.
Well, yeah, I remember after our jail discussion.
Some secrets?
Yeah.
I think I might know secrets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, but we'll hold on to those.
Yeah.
Hey, Alpha 2, I wanted to say, is a perfect album, man.
Thank you.
It's perfect. It really is a perfect album all the way through.
We are, man, I'm really proud of that. Mestizo's like twice in my life now. When we did the first Alpha, he like reached out of the void and was like, I want to do some stuff. And it, my initial response is always like, I don't know, can I do stuff? And then we got into it, and it just opened up my true connection to rap. And then here, all these years later, same fucking thing. He and I just get on the phone, he gets Meaty on, and then we made that whole record in 3 months.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The finishing, polish, and all this.
Right.
Sure.
Took a little longer, but Mestizo and I have like a rap at each other problem. That motherfucker sends me a verse and I'm like, oh man, I got to do that beat. And vice versa, and so we're like just switching off, and it's great, man. It's the light of my life. His new EP is great too. Mestizo's killing it.
What's that called?
It's Roman numerals. IX.
Okay.
IX.
Throw up a picture.
Yeah. And yeah, man, and we have actually a very special, like, I don't know what you call it, an end cap, a post face to the Alpha record that's gonna come out really soon. But I don't want to spoil anything. But it's kind of better. It's better than. It's some shit. We did some things. I'll just say the word posse cut, and I'll leave it there.
Oh man,
so,
awesome.
Yeah, doing a little thing, and we're just like finishing the very last steps now. So that'll be rolling out soon. Vinyl's coming back, and we're gonna start 3 right after this.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you're in today because I wanted to talk to you about your album, the album that's dropping this Friday.
Yeah.
Your 50th album.
That's right.
Crazy.
What does that mean, and what does that include? All your collabs and even like your Sludge Life projects and everything.
Yeah. So it's like it's probably about 53 or 4 to be honest, but I'm just kind of like putting a line in the sand. But it's basically like every solo Dose thing, which kind of started as like me trying things, except Hemispheres. That was technically my real first record. All of themselves records, Green Think, Cloud Dead, 13 and God, Subtle, Go Dark, The Nevermen, Alias and Dose 1, and all of the soundtracks. And it's a fuck ton of music that I made. And I actually feel like I was thinking about it. I was in therapy today, and I was like, I'm finally making this progress I can't force. That is like, some of my music career had failure aspects that affect me like a motherfucker, because I really cared about everything and I worked 7 days a week. But now I'm doing really good, rolled into games, the whole arc. But I had a real breakthrough today where I was just like thinking about being a fucking 10-year-old kid in a single parent home in Jersey with no future, no bright in my eyes, just like fucked. And now I'm here.
Yeah.
Fucking win. It's a win.
Awesome. Yeah, it is.
You gotta kind of, I think it's, for people like me that are like always pushing themselves and maybe hard on themselves, I let the difficult aspects define way more than they should.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
Do you, when you're doing that self work?
Yeah.
Have you been doing that for a little while then?
I have several years now.
Were you afraid of it changing your work? Like, do you feel like the music, what you came out with came from that sort of constant whatever's happening in interior?
Yeah.
Did you have a fear of like, if you started doing work on yourself, that would kind of ruin your creative process?
100,000%. I would say that, I was mining my anxiety like a lot of people do, because it is a perfect kindling to get my creativity all the way up. But I think what's fucked up about me is I'm 46 now, and, I don't think or regard or talk about myself this way, but at this weird thing I do, I'm the best at it, right? But I do not function that way. I always got to get up off the floor and like fight and prove that I'm not cut out for this. That's how it's actually metal on the inside, even though I could do something graceful on the other side. So yeah, when I got into therapy, the big thing though was, it all coincided with losing Bren and Anacon folding. So actually music for me was like, yo, what if this is the bad thing? I'm just be honest, it was like, man, this is more loss than I had ever bargained for. So when I got into doing the self-work, I actually wasn't too worried about losing my edge, you know what I mean? Because I was like, what's up with all this edge? What's right? And so I just found that actually for a long time, because I needed to, my only identity, my primary identity was Dose,
Yeah.
And now it's one of the most glorious aspects of Adam. So the whole new record's actually about that. It's all about findings in therapy and like not trauma mining, regarding it, marking that shit, but moving through it, like I'm allowed to grind something to a shiv, but I can only stab something once with it. I can't walk around with the shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a whole, it's just a lot of good things, but relying on them was very old.
Sure.
And broken and formed the only way I could form it. So now I got a little bit of a chance to like fuck with that. So taking pressure off the art and just doing alpha and this next piece and then these physical only EPs, which also is a huge thing. Like, I really don't like the industry. I don't want to I never want to take another picture of me in front of a wall or a boombox. Again, I'm just fucking done. You know what I mean? Like, ever, never. I don't even want any pictures of me. Just stop, you know? So it's like, but more than that, more complexly, like the industry is very unbalanced. It's actually fall fucked up for artists right now. So instead of being old and grandpa from The Simpsons about that shit, I found this like way. It was a slow path, but doing something physical only that is not on the internet has this nice fuck you to that culture, but absolutely gives something more special directly to the people that give a shit and follow me and appreciate the art. So,
that's what we had mentioned in the intro. I admire it. It's not that that's what you were doing, but I almost is like a way. It helps with a way of weaning people away from streaming music, because those who love your music, if it's the only way they can get it, it's exciting to go like I was mentioning in the intro. Like, I got messages from 2 people who were like, "I'm fucking getting up early Friday morning."
Dope. Well, you know, I think that's the big thing that I liked. I did this like 100 copies of all of the writing that was behind the whole Subtle trilogy, and I only did 100, right? And this is the same thing where I'm now dealing treasure to my people, as opposed to fucking pissing my most beautiful noise into the noise cloud. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, it's like simple stuff, and then fucking hugest, all of my being, shout out to Handsmaid and Zach, Peter, and everyone behind it, because they're the reason I can do this, because I'm not working with a label. They're not over investing. We're not doing PR. I'm actually allowed by them to be satisfied with less, because doing it for the right reasons is actually what's important. So I sound preachy as shit right now, but it actually is like, it was like a crooked, I don't know, Zach, can I do a physical only ambient record? What do you think? You know, like, it started with questions and then it has subliminated into an answer. And so now after this call, I'm going to make beats for the next thing, and I'm picking a whole new process. And so I'm just going to grow fast and do smaller chunks and then still do my...
Well, I own this, and I'm pretty sure this is physical only.
Yes, it is. That's the first one. Soon you'll own its baby sister.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, this is it. And it's full of really insane rapping. And I did I don't know, I just had this vision of it being like a Crazy People wall scroll on the inside.
Okay.
So, you know.
Well, before we let you get out of here, I gotta ask.
Forgot to set.
You said it was you had mentioned therapy, and I did want to say, seriously, I'm not an ass kisser. I never have been, but I also know what it feels like to be told by people. You know, I appreciate that from hearing from people if they like something that I have. I do want to tell you that I use your music as my therapy, and it I don't know, it pulls stuff out of me that is that's stuff that I sometimes I have trouble tapping into, and so I use your music to get it out of me.
That's beautiful, man.
So thank you.
Because that was made when I first got in. I was like, I got to make this thing without my voice that's like soothing to me, because I don't know, I've never used myself like that in my creativity. So that was a step for me to prove well. I listen to that shit. I can't always, like, this new EP is like, and then it's pretty, and then it's more crazy. I'm not going to throw this on to hear myself. But that Ambient record was like a gift to me, where I'm like, I'm going to make some music that is always there for me, that I made, that's always there for people in the same way, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like...
sorry. Go ahead.
Just ambient music is... when I was a hip hop head, No Stom got me into it. And I remember I first was like, fuck you. I don't want no shit with no beats. And I think like the whole beautiful, open-minded hip hop audience might suffer from not being exposed to ambient music. And they should get into it, because that shit is like medicine.
I think that it does seem to me that they're a lot more educated, not educated like they were dumb, but feels like a lot of hip hop heads and even backpackers are now even a little more educated to
exposed.
Exposed. That's the word I meant. Yeah,
100%. And I think,
but that came from a lot of MCs who were putting out music that a lot of heads were always into because they grew. The MCs that they loved, they grew and like yourself and kept providing newer sounds and newer landscapes for us listeners to be able to grow with you. Behind you, like you were teachers.
Man. And the next step, I'm just I want to really go out with no father to my style, and so I'm just fucking pushing it. Nothing's gonna repeat. I'm done. People, I don't make hit songs, so you fuck choruses. I don't give a shit. I'm done with all these mechanics that don't fit me, behoove me, suit me, or make more come out of me. So it's like I'm just breaking my own mold, and that's all I give a shit about at this point.
Well, so the album is called Even with Demons. Is that you were speaking of? Are those your own personal demons? Like, is that what that's coming from?
Yeah, it's a bit of a double title where it's like, even with demons, one can enjoy orange juice. Yeah, and then there is also like finally getting even with my demons. I don't know if you watched Beef, incredibly well executed. There's like, hubbub.
My kids are just watching that, I think.
Your children, it's so intense. Holy shit.
They're
ready to talk, girl.
Our kids are intense teenagers.
All right, okay. Man, it's going down. But, it is...
they're 15 and 17, though, so...
Oh, yeah, you're gonna...
Hopefully that's appropriate.
I mean, I just think the depth of it is worth having a conversation about. It's not like you gotta be like, that was coke or whatever. I think it's... but in it, there's a lot of regard about, people that truly feel like a bad person on the inside. And, if you come from trauma, if you come from solitude, if you come from difficulty, that is just a leg of the race that is handed to you, that you walk with. And so that's what this Even with Demons thing is about, is like, even if I was forged in a flame that was bad, for lack of a better term, I am not that. You know what I mean? Right. So, so that's kind of it. But that said, the EP's not this like preachy, you must sit on the couch and tell me about your trouble and success and failure. It's it's a little monster that lets you walk with it.
I don't think anything about you feels preachy. It feels authentic and thought provoking. And I've never would ever take you as someone that was preachy. Someone wants to share ideas. There's two things that I have to get from you before you go.
Yes,
what
please.
Can you tell us about Drew Pearson and Wake? Because they're both part of the album.
So Drew Pearson is one of my favorite people, and he is the lead singer and guitarist in a rock band called Golden Drugs, which is kind of the best fucking band name ever. And they were, when I was in Oakland before I moved, they were the best fucking band in town, straight up. I saw them in a living room, and I was like, yeah, this ain't the music I made, but this is the same wishing bone, And so Drew and I, through my friend Luke, we just were like, I think we were like at a show that was bad and heckling, and we connected, and then he was like, you want to hang out? And then we would just drink and smoke and track, and he would experiment and I would experiment and produce on top of him while he made stuff. And for basically the core of this record are those experiments fleshed out by me and finished, because after I moved, I listened to him and I was like, yo, I can't just let this shit grow a beard in the dungeon. It's just, some of it's just amazing, and in this modality of doing these EPs, I was like, oh, wow, this is a thing, So that was the bones that I brought this all together around. And then Wake is my good friend, Matt Hedich, who's worked in the industry for a long time and then makes really great electronica as Wake on Schematic. And he lives in Santa Fe. He's one of my two friends. And he came over and we were just tracking and, again, just running shit in the studio, and then I made a thing out of it. And it felt good because another thing that happened when I moved here and I lost Bren is like I very purposely took collaboration off the table. And then this is just like a kickback into that. I was like, I never took it off the table. I got shit on my hard drive. I'm collaborating right now, so just kind of let that back in. And I love both those guys. And, it's nice to kind of, have them in there and give them credit.
And that'll be the album that, and they're on the album with you. We'll be picking up this Friday, April 21st.
That's my birthday too. I don't know if you know. That's the
happy belated birthday!
Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna go play in some tree houses.
Belated.
Yeah. No, future belated.
No, not happy belated, but yes. Well, this is gonna air tomorrogoing to air tomorrow night. Yeah.
Belated.
Happy
prelated. Are we prelated? Yeah.
He's going to play in. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm telling Adrienne, but yeah, in our texting, he said he was going to some tree houses, and I texted him some pictures or a picture of the tree house in the tree houses in Samoa.
So stunning.
Yeah, they're so great.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't vacation much, so this is.
Where are you going?
Mexico, and we're going to this treehouse hotel, and then
in some banyan trees.
I don't know. All I know is they have like a cat and a dog rescue on premises, and they have a burro named Burrito.
I don't even know what a burro is.
It's a donkey.
Oh, a donkey.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna like smoke cigarettes with that donkey, or whatever you do with the donkey.
Well, not whatever you do with a donkey, because Kevin Smith had different ideas.
There's some shit yeah, donkeys have been through it.
Mm-hmm. You can give them some carrots or something.
No.
Donkeys are cute.
They're like a second-class animal. Poor guys.
The final thing that you've got to give us before you leave is a Sophie's Choice question, just the one of them.
Let's do it.
All right. If you had to get a full back tattoo to save the world, that could only be these two themes, which would you go with? Black Adam or the creation of Adam?
Oh, man. One of them's super Christian, but I don't want Black Adam on my back. I hate DC. The movie was fine, but I'm not. This is so difficult. Do I permanently scar myself with DC or Christianity?
Not just DC, The Rock.
Yeah, dude. He's kind of the best thing about that, though. Fucking DC. DC's like, I was thinking about it the other day, like Coke and Pepsi. At least you can drink them both. Like DC's just always been like.
Is DC Batman?
DC's got leg braces. Yeah. I mean, Batman, Dark Knight. They have a few.
Dark Knight doesn't quite count. I don't think.
No, there's like, even their best things make them more problematic. That's how fucked up their track record and content is. All right, I guess I'm gonna get this Christ stuff. My name's Adam. I'll just say that's what it is. I don't believe in God. I'm getting the creation of Adam.
Well, I will allow you to get my version of creation of Adam tattooed. It doesn't quite.
Oh, that's way better. That's a deal. All right. That sounds good.
Well, hey, it was awesome for you to pop in with us. That went longer than 15. I promised you it was only going to be 15. I'm sorry, but
I love y'all.
Adrienne was supposed to set the 15-minute timer.
Whoops.
Thanks for sharing your music with us, and have fun in Mexico. Happy birthday. We'll keep in touch. I look forward to hearing your new album.
All right, I'll like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Y'all.
Peace. Okay. That's it. I just doodled so that you had something to look at. There you go. Doseone's album. I'm sure you've heard it enough, but I will just say it one more time. His EP is called Even with Demons. It comes out this Friday, April 21st at 9 a.m. There will only be 100 tapes and 300 vinyl pressed. That's it. Physical only. And speaking from experience, again, like I said, this album taken by Glaciers, it's not anywhere to be found online, and I listen to this all the time. It is so good, and so you're guaranteed for the next one to be so good. Just go to Doseone's Instagram account or Handsmade Collective Instagram account, and they've shared a clip of one of the songs and like a little video, and you'll just go watch that and you'll know exactly
what they probably have in their link tree of where to go buy it too.
Yes, you'll end up buying it probably from handsmade.xyz. That is their website. Thanks, Dos, for joining us. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you again soon. Adrienne, is there anything that I missed before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I just want people to remember that failures are great, to fail and rise up. It's such a teaching point.
Fail upwards.
He had mentioned something about his failures, but I can't imagine he had any actually, but he must have felt
maybe
something
some personal,
to him, but still,
yeah,
there's so much growth, not gross, happens from failures. That's all.
Yeah, it really does. Artbytie.com, DOD45.com. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy drawing, happy conversing, and thanks for conspiring with us. Peace.
DOD45.
Thank you for joining in on yet another episode of the DOD45 show. Please hit the subscribe or follow button so that you never miss an episode. You can even go one step further by leaving us a review on the YouTube stream or on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is that you stream our show from. You can find me at Art by Ty on all the socials or at artbyty.com. And if you'd like to follow the DOD45 show on social media, we're at DOD45W on Instagram, or you can go over to our website at DOD45.com where you can shoot us an email, join our mailing list, and watch all of our past episodes. Consider joining us for a live chat on the YouTube premieres of episodes every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.